we will revise the present simple, when we use it, and how we conjugate the verbs in the present simple. We use the present simple to talk about actions we do every day or every week, month, year, which means a routine. For example, every day I get up, I brush my teeth, I have breakfast, and I go to school. Now, the rule of the present simple is that when you want to conjugate the verb in the affirmative form, with the pronouns I, you, we, you, they, the verb stays as it is. It doesn't change. For example, I play, you go, we dance. And with the pronouns he, she, it, we add s to the verb. He plays, she dances, it eats. But if the verb ends with o, sh, ch, x, or ss, with the pronouns he, she, it, we add es to the verb. Go, he goes. Wash, she washes. And if the verb ends with a consonant plus y, we remove the y and put ies. Study, he studies. Let's see how we conjugate the verbs in the present simple in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms. We will start with verb eat. If we look at eat, we see that it doesn't end with either o, sh, ch, x, ss, or consonant plus y. So, in the affirmative form with he, she, it, we just add s to eat. Let's start. Affirmative. I eat, you eat, he eats, she eats, it eats, we eat, you eat, they eat. Negative. I don't eat, you don't eat, he doesn't eat, she doesn't eat, it doesn't eat, we don't eat, you don't eat, they don't eat. Interrogative. Do I eat? Do you eat? Does he eat? Does she eat? Does it eat? Do we eat? Do you eat? Do they eat? As you see in the negative and interrogative forms, verb eat stays in its infinitive form. It doesn't change. Verb do. As you see, do ends with o. So in the affirmative form, with he, she, it, we add es to the verb do. Affirmative. I do, we can say the homework. You do. He does. She does. It does. We do. You do. They do. Negative. I don't do. You don't do. He doesn't do. She doesn't do. It doesn't do. We don't do. You don't do. They don't do. Interrogative. Do I do? Do you do? Does he do? Does she do? Does it do? Do we do? Do you do? Do they do? Like verb do, all the verbs that end with o, sh, ch, x, or ss, we conjugate them this way. Verb try. Try ends with a consonant plus y, which means in the affirmative form, with he, she, it, we remove the y and put ies. Let's start. Affirmative. I try, you try, he tries, she tries, it tries, we try, you try, they try. Negative. I don't try, you don't try, he doesn't try, she doesn't try, it doesn't try, we don't try, you don't try, they don't try. Interrogative. Do I try? Do you try? Does he try? Does she try? Does it try? Do we try? Do you try? Do they try? Now let's conjugate together verb brush in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms of the present simple. First, we look at the verb. Does it end with O, SH, CHX, or SS? Yes, here it ends with SH. So we have to add ES to the verb with he, she, it in the affirmative form. Now we start. I brush, you brush, he brushes, ES, she brushes, it brushes, we brush, you brush, they brush. Now in the negative form, as we said before, all the verbs are conjugated the same way. Try to do it with me. I don't brush. You don't brush. He doesn't brush. She doesn't brush. It doesn't brush. We don't brush. You don't brush. They don't brush. Interrogative. Do I brush? Do you brush? Does he brush? Does she brush? Does it brush? Do we brush? Do you brush? Do they brush? Now on the copybook, I want you to conjugate the verbs go and study in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative forms of the present simple. Goodbye, everyone.